And it's Thursday. We're going back with the shoulder day overhead press. Good progress here. Went up 2 reps, 1 rep, 1 rep on each set. So that's some really good progress um, from last week. The overhead press is one of the presses that I'm a little bit weaker on. Haven't done as much shoulder work before, so it was really good to get to see those numbers go up. And hopefully next week we'll be able to add a little bit more weight as we continue to progress this exercise, which I'm really excited about. So form here looks pretty good. Not waving too not wavering too much. Bar is following a good bar path. So overall, I'm pretty satisfied with this overhead press day. And then we're going to go to seated overhead press. So the seated version is going to isolate the shoulders and the pressing strength a little bit. It's because having to hold the weight above your head is going to really demand a lot out of your core and your stability there as well. So this kind of takes that away. It allows me to get some support from the bench and focus primarily on just overhead pressing strength. So this felt pretty good too. Form looks good. Feet planted, bars following a good path. So overall, it's a great shoulder day, and it was good to see that progress. It was good to see that the work you put in is showing up in the numbers. From there, we're gonna do a pike press, elevated pike press. Important thing to keep in mind when doing the pike press is to try to keep your forearms straight out of the ground or whatever surface you're doing it on. If the elevated version is a little bit too difficult, then just put your feet on the floor. But overall, I think this is a great exercise. If you can't quite do like a full-on handstand push-up, which is extremely difficult, maybe we'll get that at some point in 2021, but a pike press is fantastic in the meantime, as well as the overhead press if you have access to that equipment. But from there, we're just going to go do a quick face pull to kind of superset the work on our shoulders. We kind of hit the front and the back with those exercises. Next, we're going to do some dumbbell work. We're going to try and go for about a minute on each of these exercises. Here you see I'm using I'm hanging one dumbbell off of another in order to get a little bit heavier dumbbells, since I don't have anything other than a 5 and a 10 right now. So I'm trying to do some lateral raises here. And then we're just going to try and do as many reps as we can. And then one good thing about doing it like this is that I can drop weights as I go through my set. Otherwise, it's pretty difficult to do because it's not as stable as just gripping a dumbbell in your hand. But it is what it is, and we'll try to make progress with what we can. So overall, I give it like a 7, 8 out of 10. Not perfect, but certainly one way to go about it. One thing I'm really going to be careful about in the future is putting my phone in a different spot, because if that wire I have there fails, it could easily crush something. So I got to be really careful about what I put under those. Watching back is I'm glad that nothing happened, but that's something I'm going to keep an eye out for. Oh, there you go. I noticed right there as I shuffled to the left. We're gonna do as many as we can for the W raise to hit the back. Once again, you see me dropping weight, going from the 15 to the 10, and then we're gonna do as many reps as we can. And then from there, we're gonna go ahead and do some front raises. This one's pretty tough, honestly. I don't know if it's just the instability of hanging the weights like this, but I found it really tough to do a front raise with this weight. Maybe it's because both the overhead press and the pike press kind of really hit that muscle area already, but it's easy enough to drop the weight with the setup that I have. So I just quickly take off the 5s and then go ahead and crank out a few more reps. So we're going to do as many as we can. It's pretty tough. I mean, by the time we get to this, the dumbbells are not super heavy, but by their nature, shoulder exercises are pretty isolated to smaller muscle groups. So by and large, you're not doing, or you should be doing a lot lower weights than like huge compound lifts. But even then, with just like 10 pounds, 5 pounds, it's pretty tough by the time we get to the end of this workout. So it's good to see that progress. Here we're just kind of doing a reverse pec deck almost. Just try to hit those rear delts a little bit more since they're often not as much focused on. So we're just going to try and hit that a few times here in shoulder day. So pretty tough exercise. I'm just trying to go for that minute, wrap it up. And that's going to be pretty much it for shoulder day. So we're going to wrap up our day with our ab workout like we usually do. It's just doing some resistance band pull downs. Leg looks pretty straight here too, from the knee to the lower back area. So I think the cues I'm getting from rewatching these videos has definitely helped a little bit. You see me drop the weight there. But that's just me going down to a little bit easier progression and doing doing a few extra reps. So from there, we're gonna go do our kneeling power-off press. So we just choose a distance that feels about right, and we're gonna crank out as many reps as we can. And the reps look pretty clean here. Yeah, this one usually feels pretty good, so I'm not too concerned about it. But you can see that my toes are in line with my knees, which is in line with my torso. My head is up, my shoulders are back, and I'm really getting that straight extension with the resistance band. So that's what you're looking for with this exercise, and you should feel it in your core pretty quick as you try to fight that rotation. So it's a little bit different. It's not just like a crunching exercise, right? Because your main function in your core is really to improve the stability of your entire body, so you should work it in different directions. And then we're just gonna finish up with the shoulder depression exercise. Here I'm just trying to push my butt off the floor. Still feels pretty unnatural, but better than when we first started. So just trying to add that in to get a little bit of extra progress. But that's gonna be it. Subscribe to get a daily reminder. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time for another workout. Thank you.